Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Project Zomboid, the series where we sometimes pre-record things. I'm talking over some pre-recorded footage because I wanted to go at a more breakneck pace. This is the same trend as the previous episode, so let's just get into it. To start off today, I began harvesting the carrots. They had just become seed-bearing carrots, so I figured now would be the time. If you leave a crop too long, it rots away. So, you know. We ended up getting like about 100 carrots or so. See my spine slowly breaking. Since I had about 100 new carrots beginning to rot away in my food crate, I decided to build the composter so that I could make use of the rotten fruits and vegetables. I initially tried to put it on top of the crate, but it would not let me. So I just put it in front of the rot crate, which in my opinion is actually pretty good. I often exercise in that little chair over there, so it'll serve as like a force field to protect me. And on that note, the first day of burpees began. For a change of pace, I decided to run some errands after doing a quick check to look and see if there's any zombies nearby. I noticed the gas was a little bit low in the old taxi cab, so I went to refill it when I saw that there was some unfortunate neighbors who had respawned. After getting their clothes into the pile and making sure that the area nearby was clear, I walked on over to the gas station pumps where there were more zombies lying in wait, which were dealt with pretty much very easily, quickly and rapidly with the hammer. While I was in the neighborhood, I picked up a couple boxes of 9mm rounds because I'd used some last episode to great effect, and I figured it'd be nice to have some more just on standby in case I wanted to do some impromptu aiming training. After which I took to the pumps, filled up the taxi cab, and then grabbed any empty gas cans that I had in the back and put them into the trunk. So we were up to 4 gas cans, which is very nice. I quickly checked the police barricade to see if there was any nightsticks in it. There were not, but there was a sack, so I figured I'd pick that up just to store compost in, because you need a sack to store compost. At this point, it was time to fish. I wanted to make this a fishing day. I didn't want to just stare at my man doing burpees. I wanted to stare at him fishing instead. It is what it is. I mean, it's always good to get a little extra food. Pretty much just did this from dawn to dusk. Eventually my fishing rod broke and my tackles were lost, so I opted for spear fishing, which, to be honest, I think I might just do from now on, because the dealing with the constantly repairing the fishing line and the tackles going missing and stuff like that was very, very annoying. Now I guess maybe I could just like roll up with like 100 worms or something, and that would be the technology. That might be something to do. Next day, the rain from yesterday was still ongoing, which was even more incentive to stay indoors and exercise all day long. I got a little bit of reading in between sets this time. Just Electrician Volume 2, since I had maxed out that level before when I was repairing the generator last time, I believe. Pretty much spent the whole entire day doing that. For the most part, the thought occurred to me to do some farming at some point, so since it was raining. So I decided to do that. I harvested the cabbages, some of which were seed bearing, but I harvested the ready for harvest cabbages as well, because I basically have infinite cabbage seeds right now. After a little bit of sowing the cabbages to fill up the newly opened furrows, it was time to get back to exercising. One thing I had noticed or suspected, it was starting to take me very, very long to recover from my sets of burpees. Also, this next day is also going to be a burpee day. Towards the end there, it took me like 2 hours to recover from the fatigue status effect. And I think it was because I had the drowsy status effect going, the moodlet. Yeah, this next day was also a burpees day. It was a big burpees day. Just sat there, exercising, kind of accruing all of the negative moodlets I could. I got sleepy at 4 p.m., which was really rude of me, so I decided to just sleep right then and there. It's a little bit degen schedule-wise, but I figured I could just push through it, and eventually, a broken clock is right twice a day, right? Eventually my schedule would get so decrepit that I would loop back into a normal schedule. Sounds like something I would do in real life, maybe. Obviously, every once in a while I would get a quick check-in to see if there was stuff around, loop around the house. This next day was also another burpees day. The days are just kind of flying. I wanted to push myself to get the level up for the strength and or the fitness level up, but the fitness one is kind of far away. I know I like the burpees exercise. I'm fairly certain that you end up getting more XP total by doing it. So yeah, just continuing the trend. I slept, woke up the same day at 10 p.m., decided to continue exercising. Our lone survivor's existence at this point is just like a living hell of being absolutely fatigued or in pure agony or extremely sleepy or some combination of all three. But that, how the old saying goes, no pain, no gain, right? Actually woke up at 2 a.m. today and obviously began just immediately doing burpees, just as hard as humanly possible, flinging myself across the wall. It was a little bit of a foggy day. I decided to try to push my squat and push-up regularity back to full before continuing to do some burpees, because I just like filling meters like that. I'm a full meter type of guy. After all, I finished reading through the electrician book, which is cool, and this day I decided, I was gonna say to do squats, but that is not true. It was just more burpees, once again. It's just a big burpee week in Crown. Actually, I was running out of water, but luckily I have about 10 million gallons of it just stored up in the background. So it was no big deal. I ate some coffee to try to ward off the fatigue a little bit, because I wanted to soft push into a normal schedule, which I think I successfully did, waking up at 6 a.m. to another day of burpee misery. Just filling that meter up once again. You can see me checking the XP bar. I was getting close. I could taste the strength level up. I decided to harvest the ready for harvest cabbages since they just popped today or yesterday, and some of the food in my food chest was rotting, so I did a little bit of inventory management as well, the classic rainy day things. After all that, it was time for more burpees. Actually got tired at a reasonable time, which was cool. Don't know why I just sat outside there. I think I was waiting for the pain or the tiredness to build up, because if you're at max tiredness, you can ignore pain and go to sleep. You can also just sleep on the ground. It's amazing. Just sleep while tired, bro. I thought I heard some banging, so I just did like a quick loop around the house. And then it was back once again to burpees. The never-ending burpees. So that was that day. I decide at some point to do push-ups. I think today might be the day, but it might actually be tomorrow, which would be kind of tragic. Oh yeah, it's totally tomorrow. Jesus Christ, how many burpee days did I do? Too many. That is for sure. I actually had a small incident. I planted a bunch of cabbages this day, and right when I was done planting them, it stopped raining. I was so just like, I couldn't be asked to water them, so I just waited to see if it rained, and luckily it did. So no withering tiny cabbages for me. As you may have guessed, this was going to be another day of exercise, rolling into the 18th of October, I think that is. It always gets me how the months used to be organized by number, but now they aren't. Like Octo means 8, but it's not the 8th month. Anyways, more burpees, more resting, more just trying to push the XP up. As the one tone note that happened that day, coming into this next day, this is the day that I decided to do push-ups. I figured there's such a humongous gap between the fitness level up and the strength level up that I just wanted to go for at least one level up, just the fastest I can. And so for leveling the one specific stat, I think it made sense to do the push-ups more, so less like impactful than the burpees. After a quick sleep, it's back to burpees and push-ups. Just doing a little bit of both to shake things up. It's pure suffering, but it has to be done. Oh, and there we go. The strength level up has been gotten. I eat some fish to celebrate and then do some squats just to have a change of pace. And that is pretty much my session for this recording session. This might be a little bit of a shorter episode, but I just wanted to get to the meat and potatoes of what happened. It was a lot of exercising, just for a very, very long time. I get why people like mod in like exercise XP books. Don't get me wrong, it's probably realistic that it takes forever to get stronger. I know it definitely does in real life. I probably also couldn't like convince myself to do 100 hours of burpees in a row. You know, just to the point where my limbs are literally in pure, unadulterating pain. Yeah, it feels good to be strength 7 though. Gives me a lot more power with which to destroy zombies and some more inventory space, which is just very nice. So on that note, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you next time for more Project Zomboid. Goodbye!